buck station. Up against them, a Polish boat.
Yeah, there's an under-23 Polish quad we're looking at. They're already being world champions in that event, and they would love to become the first Polish women to win here at Henley. And on the other side, we have an up-and-coming talent for Great Britain, really, Jess Leander in that stroke seat. She's been world junior athlete there at the poles at the moment. We've seen them come here. They've got their buoy boat. They've made sure that everything's right for it, and they'll be looking to win one today. And the Brits, let's see what happens, Tim.
Sportowy, Akademia, Wychowania, Fizycznego,
a really nervous moment.
Wioslarski, Wisla, Grudziadz. In this race, I shall call you Poland. Please acknowledge.
Laughter.
You can hear the umpire. It's a very tricky two-line word and club name for this particular club, and so Richard Phelps, the umpire, has decided Poland is the easiest way to do it.
Poland. When I see that you are both straight and ready, I will start you like this. Attention.
To loosen up, make sure they're ready to go, these quads.
Get ready, please.
Anxious moments. A bit of a wobble from the Polish boat as they set themselves.
Attention! Go!
Princess Grace Challenge Cup underway. The poles on the right in the red. And you can see Reading Rowing Club and Leander Club, effectively a GB boat of Hodgkins, Byrne, Wilson, Nixon and Leyden. On the left of your screen, just watching very carefully the racing line. The poles starting to dip out towards the middle of the water. The British boat are sticking to their side. The umpire may have to intervene with the poles here veering across the water at the end of Temple Island. The umpire's having a really good look at this one, and he's managed to avoid putting his flag up. I suspect there might have been in his eyes, they could tell that the poles needed to get back to their side of the track.
Yeah, the umpire's twitch, as they call it, that moment where you don't want to interfere too early, but you want to make sure that the race is clean. But look at this for the crews, both of them match boats, and it's the British girls, really strong athletes in this boat, who have taken this race on in the early stages, Tim. They've made sure that their boat went really straight, and they've made good use of that, getting into their rhythm. Yeah,
so they moved up to half a length clear in the early stages. And just look at the names, Hodgkins Byrne, who raced recently in Lucerne at Olympic qualifiers, and very experienced rower. And you got, you mentioned Leyden, who's been knocking around the GB scene for the last couple of years. These are both these performers who are used to being in the top level.
That's right, the Bow Girl Matilda, she raced in that single scull. We saw her in Brandenburg as well. She didn't get Olympic qualification, and Holly Nixon and Jess Leander, they were in that quad that didn't, and they've now come together and they're looking to see what they can do with their season. They've been joined by Melissa Wilson. She's raced for Cambridge over the last couple of years, really come up physiologically, got some great scores on the ergo this year. And yeah, I think all four of these ladies will be looking to see what happens after Rio in the GB team.
Yeah, they'll be knocking on the door, won't they, in the next Olympiad, heading up to Tokyo 2020. Expect to see lots more of these four who have grabbed this race by the scruff of the neck and enjoying a lead in the early stages of the Princess Grace Challenge Cup final here. Sunny Henley, arguably the best. Well, you're in a good position, Sarah, in the umpire's launch to be across the weather conditions. It's, for me, the best weather we've had all week this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's pretty good out there today. It's hot. We have to write down on every race what the weather is when we're still standing at the back, and we have gone to hot today, which is good. There's still that headwind. You can see the ripple on the water at the moment as we look at the picture, and you really do feel that one in your umpire's launch, but the athletes will be feeling on their backs, and it just means that they might be a stroke or two per minute less. The rate will be down a bit, and the race will take a little bit longer. So fitness counts and efficiency counts.
And the Reading and Leander boat at the moment demonstrating both of those attributes. Pretty smooth performance from them.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. The Polish girls, we know they're under 23 champions. They're still young enough to go again, but they've got great role models. We've been watching their senior quad at the moment, and these girls, who I suspect will be training with those day in, day out during the games. But look at that there. We've just got some ducks in the middle of the river. They safely navigated their way past the boats. And now the umpires launch. And, you know, looking here, look at that. The British squad, how they're picking up that boat. Just lovely.
Yeah, good performance, very smooth from the British quad here. Last year's winners, Imperial College London and Tees Rowing Club, Princess Grace. And it's worth mentioning that the lead boat in this race, Reading and Leander boat, had an extremely comfortable semi-final yesterday, 3 3/4 lengths over another Leander Club boat, the B boat, in a time of 7:42. And the fact they could take their foot off the gas in the final 100 metres or so might play to their advantage now, because the Poles were given a bit more of a fright and actually had to put in a faster time. They put a faster time down in their semi-final. They were 7 seconds quicker than the Reading and Leander boat.
But they were against Schuylkill, who are the USA Performance Centre, and had a really good tussle with them actually all the way to the wire, 2/3 the length. But look at this, the Brits have got on ahead, but the Poles are coming back here at the moment. You can see that ripple on the water, and both crews will start to feel it now as they push it through. But the Poles, they've had the best part of this middle third at the moment, and they're moving inch by inch onto the British crew, and the Brits will be able to obviously see that and feel it, and that'll be encouraging for the boat on the right-hand side. And the left-hand side, they really need to dig in now and make sure that they don't use that energy.
A good mid-section for the Poles then, have got right back in contention. For the Brits, they'll need to respond. What have they got left in the tank? Can they put on their own surge to get away from the Poles, who they got a length up, a fraction more than a length at one point, their lead. But the Poles have not given up yet, and it'll be interesting when we get another shot level or overhead to see. I think they're pretty much up level now, aren't they?
Yeah, and quite different in the two strokes. The Polish athletes on the right-hand side, they sit back more, they're getting length in the back half, and when you lean into that headwind, that can be really efficient. The British crew, they're more on their feet, they're using their legs in the first half of the stroke, they're very wide when they pick up the boat, and different techniques, both effective, and they've got themselves to this part in the race, Tim, and there's not much to call in it.
Wilkigo, you can see in the bow seat for the Poles. On the left of your picture there, I think we can safely say Reading Rowing Club and Leander Club have just opened up a little bit. They've still got a half-length lead, but they are not home yet, are they? They're in front of the stewards in the next few strokes, and the Poles, magnificent from them.
And this is yet another classic Henley final, isn't it? You can just see now the Polish crew, they just need to make sure they're staying aware of where they are on the river. The Brits will start to feel the crowd, and you've just seen their raters going up on that left-hand boat. Jess Lade in that stroke, she's put it up. She'll be asking those strong women behind her to go with her. Let's see what happens. I think this is it. That could be a decisive move. The Polish stayed in there, but the Brits, they lifted up there and not seeing the Poles able to respond to him.
Yeah, it was Laden in the stroke seat, as you say, with Nixon, Wilson and Hodgkins-Byrne, who have held off that attack from the Polish. And they are heading for the line now with all the home support. It's not been a comfortable race. It's been a really good race to watch.
I think this is really exciting. This is a world-class quad they're racing there, and they controlled this race, if you like. They let them come back, which perhaps you didn't want them to do, but look at them. When they made that decisive move, they've moved really well. They've now got clear water. Hopefully they'll be enjoying this far bit, and hopefully we'll get them through the line safely, Tim, after what we've seen today.
Yeah, it's another few strokes for the British boat for victory in the Princess Grace Challenge Cup. That's down to the final 300 metres, and that response after the Poles attacked as they came in front of the grandstands. Some celebrations now for Reading Rowing Club and Leander winning the Princess Grace Challenge Cup by a length and a bit.